Hello and welcome to 100% Chelsea. Today we are here for another transfer daily stream. Ignore my stupid hat. I know I look like an idiot, but my hair is not done, so it's going to have to do. With us today we have Oren, who is normally Oren. Oren, would you like to say hello?
Hey guys, and before I get talking, I'd just like to say my prediction for the game at the Emirates on Sunday was right.
Yep, as I said in yesterday's stream, fair play to him. We've also got Charlie on from Cheeky Sport. Ignore any foul language that he will imminently use throughout this stream. We don't mean to offend anyone, but yeah. Say hello, Charlie.
Hey, how are you?
And also, as we thought we weren't going to get anyone else on, because Dan had to unfortunately leave before we had to record, we went onto Twitter and asked someone if they wanted to join. We may be doing this more often. So, say hello to Dan. Easy replacement for Dan.
You all right, boys? I was at the Emirates yesterday. Good win.
Very good win. Glad to hear. So, transfers. First one I've got written down here is Ramires. I can't say the name of the team, so I'm going to give this to you, Oren.
Yeah, guys, it is reported that Ramires is off to the Chinese Super League to sign for Jiangsu Sunhing. The reported fee is between 20 and 25 million pounds. And to be honest, this move is not a surprise to me. Yes, he's a good player, but there's a lot of Brazilians in the Chinese league at the moment. I can't name them off the top of my head, but there are a few. Noting one, our old manager, Phil Scolari, is in the Chinese Super League at the moment. How do I think he'll get on? I think Ramires is Ramires, so obviously he'll do well in China. But the team he's joining, I don't know enough about them, but I know they're not one of the teams that have won the league in the past 2 years. So I don't know how good the actual team is, but I know Ramires will get on well there.
Yeah, I've got to admit, it does seem like a little bit of a silly move because he is still a quality player, very, very versatile midfielder, can play out on the wing, can play in the middle, quality player. But for 25 million, I said, I think you said it was, I think that could be quality because you've got to think, 25 million to a direct competitor, someone that we may play against, it might not be so good, but to a team that we will more than likely never face and have no sort of competitive games with, I think that could be a quality sale and bring some money in for the summer to get this sort of major change in the team that we need. Charlie, what do you think of this, mate?
Well, Oren says he's not surprised. I'm very surprised because I mean it was only last month, 2 months ago, we gave him a new contract. You know, I think that he'll do very well there, but I can't believe they're paying 25 million for essentially someone who is at best a squad player for us. I mean, but I mean he's always going to be loved on the one basis he scored that goal in Barcelona, and that's enough. That's enough for him to be to forever be remembered by me. So I'll say thank you to him for that. But yeah, it'll be sad to see him go. Especially, it's actually 2 years ago today we sold Juan Mata. So the 25th of January isn't perhaps the best day to be a Chelsea fan, but you know that's life, I suppose. That's life.
What do you think of this, Dan?
Yeah, I think he's been a great player for us, but he's never really fulfilled his potential, has he? He's never come in and actually been in the team for a long period of time and actually ever performed. So I don't really know. I think it's probably a good time to get rid of him.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a good sale. I mean, when we did bring him in from Benfica, we did think we were getting someone that was going to start game in, game out, and he did sort of drift out of that first team squad. Anyway, next, a player who has arrived at Chelsea for about half a month, back from loan at Bournemouth, who got no starts in the Premier League. Christian Atsu. There are talks that he will be out of the door once again, sent on loan, added to the ever so long list, and the teams that are apparently interested in him are Rayo Vallecano are the favourites to get him. It will be a loan deal, as I said. A lot of fans were expecting him to sort of come back into the team after the fact that we did terminate his loan with Bournemouth. People thought that he was going to see him be sort of a bench player, maybe like a squad rotational player that we could try and bring in and change something due to our poor form. But it seems that he'll be out. So, Charlie, Christian Atsu, do you think we should sell him, get rid of him, put him on loan, or would you like him to start?
Well, it's just the same old story, isn't it? I mean, You know, when we signed him, you know, he came from Porto, was it? I believe. I mean, I'm thinking straight from the start. I thought it's another youth prospect that we'll send on loan and then maybe make a profit on. I mean, he was a bit different because straight away we usually like to go maybe for the Championship. Straight away he was loaned up to a Premier League team in Bournemouth. Honestly, I thought that was a great move for him. I thought he was going to be their star man there. I really did. Maybe that's me being naive about how good they were. They obviously turned us over at our place, but then again, so have other teams. I mean, I was disappointed he came back as early as he did. And to be honest, I've got to the point with loan moves. I think you may as well just keep them in amongst the team. I mean, you know, even if they're not going to play. I mean, how many of loan moves don't work for us? They don't seem to work that much. I mean, there's not many times they've really worked. You know, in the last 15 years, there's been one youth player, and that's John Terry, who has stepped up to the first team, and it's simply not good enough. So I'm getting sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of loan moves. You know, it's just, you know, hopefully we'll sit here in 5 years' time. We'll say, oh, how wrong was Charlie? He said this and he was wrong, but it's just got all the hallmarks of the same old story. He'll bring him in. Yes, Chelsea have got a new youngster. He's the next Messi. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but and then it's just got to say all the hallmarks of the same old story. It really does.
Yeah, I agree. Just got something to say on that quickly. I've just seen in the comments, thank you to everyone that did point it out. It was announced just over an hour ago, before I made these notes. After I made these notes, that it has been confirmed by Malaga that he is on loan there. So hopefully he starts. Oren, what do you think of this deal now that it is confirmed? It is until the end of the season, so he's going to have a decent amount of time there.
Well, I was actually about to bring up that Malaga and Espanyol were interested in us too. If I'm honest, I 100% agree with Charlie. This loan thing that Chelsea are going through is just starting to get a waste of time. You should be sending out players on loan when they're 18 or 19, not 24 and 23. If I'm honest, I think we should have just sold him. But then again, I think he does have potential. But 24 he's not. I don't think he'll get into the first team now that he's 24 at the moment. So I think he's been a hit and miss.
I agree. We should just cut our losses and get rid of some of our loan players. I mean, we should cut that down because every year they're not even getting a see into in pre-season. Even if they have a good pre-season, I mean, you look at Victor Moses. He was easily our best player in pre-season, yet he was still put out on loan, which to me was absolutely disgraceful. Like, some of these players are just bought because they have like a short area of good form, or they might have some sort of potential. They're just put on loan, not given anything to in the team. So I think it's disgraceful. We should cut our losses and just get rid of some of them. I mean, we can't have all of them. It's clear that way. What do you think of that, Dan?
Yeah, I agree. I think we've got some good players out on loan at the moment, though, that I actually think could progress. You look at Christensen, been playing for Mönchengladbach and been unbelievable for them all season. Kept 2 clean sheets against Man City, against Juventus, and he's been playing incredible. We've got a few players like that. I think Solanke has got, and Lewis Baker as well. They've all got some serious chance. You look at Bamford, he was player of the season in the Championship last season, and look at him now. He hasn't played a game since May time. So I think we've got to work out the ones that we think are good enough. We've got to bring them into the team, set up straight away. You look at someone like Traore. I don't think he's ever going to set the world alight with his football. But I think why have we kept him, but we've got rid of Bamford when Bamford's already proved what he's capable of?
Yeah, funny that you did bring up Bertrand Traore. Obviously, as I've said in many other streams, I am a big fan of this guy. I think he's got bags of potential. But he is apparently on his way out to a good side, which may not be a positive because it may mean that his first team football is limited. But Bertrand Traore is reportedly the subject of a loan bid from none other than Borussia Dortmund. So a top European side. Personally, I don't think this would be a good deal for us, purely for the fact that I don't think he will go there and get first team football. He will purely be a squad rotational player that they will have just to sort of fill the gaps of any injuries until the end of the season when they can properly go out and buy another striker. So I don't think this would be right, but I genuinely think we should give him more of a chance. I mean, he's made 4 appearances this season, but when he was at Vitesse last season, he had 17 goals in 36 games, which I think is a pretty good record for a striker. He came on against Stoke. I think he scored in the Capital One Cup. Looked absolutely quality that game, and just hasn't really had a chance since. And if we are to put him on loan, which wouldn't surprise me, because this is one of the few players that I do want to keep at Chelsea and think has a good future at Chelsea. He has everything that a good striker should have. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's good on the ball, he's a clinical finisher. He looks quality. I mean, he's only 20 years old as well, so sort of falls into that category that you were saying about earlier on, where he's a decent age put on loan rather than being 24, 25 at the point where they should realistically be playing peak football. But yeah, Borussia Dortmund aren't the right team for me. They're too big a team too early in his career, and if he's just not getting first team football there, it could definitely damage his career, and he could even end up being another one of them players. Oren, what's your opinion on that?
I would agree with you in saying Borussia Dortmund isn't the right move for him. He won't be a first teamer, but I do think with Dortmund still in the DFB Polka and still in the Europa League and still challenging for the Bundesliga, I think they'll need that squad rotation to keep challenging on all three fronts this year. Like I said, I don't think he'll be in the first team. I think it could end up like Adnan Januzaj and him going back to Manchester United. But I think Bertrand Traoré is a better player than Januzaj, so I think he'll get more of a shot at Borussia Dortmund.
So can I just butt in? Sorry.
I was just about to come on to you, mate.
Yeah, sorry. I completely disagree. I think, how many times have we seen, like I've said before, players go to these little clubs and they never tie their laces for Chelsea. They never come back, and they go off to some, they don't really form a Premier League career or anything.
This will be a good challenge for him, I agree, but do you really think he'll get a C into?
Well, I'd rather he went there than some little team. I really, some random. I'm sorry, but Chelsea's youth system's terrible. There's no two ways about it. It's shocking. Okay, no, sorry. The aspect you bring in.
The youth system is good, but the whole loan
youth system's good. The youth system's good. Making a step up to the Chelsea first team is appalling. It's appalling.
Totally agree with you, Charlie. 100%.
Can I just, we'll send him out. What you said to Malaga. I mean, they're decent, but Borussia Dortmund in Germany, they're arguably challenging for the title. It's either that, or it's either them or Bayern. Shortly, I mean, Bayern are 8 points clear. I think I can't really see anyone catching them, but what's going to happen. Like I've said, it's the same old story with Atsu. I'd rather see Traoré go to a big club. I really would. I'd rather see him go to a big club. You know what? End of season, if it doesn't work, end of the day, if it's just the end of the season and it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We'll try again next season. He's got so much time. He's a young player. I don't really think how we got February, March. 4 or 5 months of the season, left. I don't think 5 months is really going to make a massive difference in his career. That's just me. And sorry, you say Oren said he's a better player than Januzaj. I really don't think he is. I think Januzaj I don't think Traoré is a better player than Januzaj.
I liked the idea of what you were saying about sending them onto these big teams, rather than sending all our youth players onto smaller teams and the season after send them out on loan to another small team or anything like that. Why not send them out to bigger teams where they actually get a challenge, similar to what they would get at Chelsea without the risk of starting them at Chelsea in big games? So I do like the idea of that, but I do think if he is to go there, he will probably, as shown, he's only got like four appearances for Chelsea for the first half of the season. I don't think he'll get many more at Borussia Dortmund. But I do like the idea of maybe giving some of the youth players a challenge. What do you think of this, Dan?
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I think it's difficult because we send them out to all these big teams, and you see the way that it goes. Like, I know he was a lot older, but Essien goes to Real Madrid. What does he do? You saw Atsu last season at Everton. He didn't get a run in. And what benefit can it really bring being at a big team? You'd be better off going to someone mid-table where you're guaranteed action week in, week out. But then again, with Bamford, he's gone to Palace and you thought, yeah, he's got to be in for a run. And you look at Connor Wickham, he's dreadful. And they won't even let Bamford play. So you can't, every loan move you do, you can never guarantee that they're going to play football and they're going to enjoy their football and adapt to the game. So
that's a fair point. Another player who is out too. Let me just find the team. This may be another one you might have to pronounce, Oren. So Chelsea midfielder John Obi Mikel, someone who has had a very good small sort of season underneath Goose Hiddink, is apparently wanted by Sven-Goran Eriksson at Shanghai SIPG. At the start of the season, this wouldn't have surprised me whatsoever because he wasn't really getting the scene too. He was more or less just a squad rotational player. But since Goose Hiddink has come back, he has had a massive influence on the team. He's at mid-man and he's been playing quality. So in January, I wouldn't want this to happen. Whereas in the summer, if we bring in another manager, I don't see him being in the plans of many managers out there in Europe. So I wouldn't be surprised. And for $6 million, I don't think it'd be the worst bit of business. Charlie, have you got anything to say to this? And then I'll go on to Oren.
Yeah, I do. Well, you know what? How many times have we seen Mikel just, sit on the bench or, at times not even make the bench? And that he's finally, he's on the way to starting, holding down a first team place. I can't remember a time that he's ever been loved this much as he has been now than the fans. The Palace game, we just sung his name endless. That second half, we did not stop singing his name. It was 45 minutes of John Obi Mikel. It was brilliant. I think it's silly if you hold on to him this much, and he's finally starting to actually. This is probably the best football, in my opinion. This is the best football he's ever played at Chelsea. I don't know if that's because we're doing, we're mid-table and we're not doing as well as we have done for the whole Abramovich era. I don't know, but it just seems silly. You've held him for him that long. Why would you let him go now? You say 6 million. 6 million. That's nothing. I don't sound rude. That's nothing to Chelsea. That's absolutely nothing. We're going trying to bid 40, close to 40 odd million for John Stones. I don't want to let him go for 6 million. I want to let him go for 6 million. I think we could do better than that. He's not okay. He's not world class.
How much do you think he's worth?
That's a good question. I don't know. All I'm saying is, when we kept him this long, and he's finally starting to do, we've kept him this long, perhaps in hope that he'll maybe fulfil some kind of potential. Because when we bought him, people thought, this could he become a world-class player. Obviously, he's never become that.
Do you remember how much he cost? Was it about 20 odd million, wasn't it? We basically took him from under Man United's noses. He was actually wearing a United shirt at one point.
He was actually pitched in a Man United kit. And then he complained that Man United pressurised him into signing or something, and that he wanted to join us, but Man United blackmailed it. I can't remember.
Basically, we just offered his agent more money.
Yeah, it was literally, you'll see Mikel in the Man U shirt. If you search it up if you Google image it, you'll see him. But, he's finally starting to fulfil some kind of potential after years of sitting on the bench, not even making the bench. Why let him go now? It's just ridiculous. It just seems stupid to me, but it's just my opinion.
I do agree. Obviously, if we are to get rid of two central midfielders such as Ramires and Mikel, it can be damaging. But I quite like the idea of it because it means that Loftus-Cheek will get more game time. It means that Loftus-Cheek will then go up 2 spaces in the pecking order, which I'm happy with.
I know you say go up 2 spaces. We've already let Ramires go. I'm obviously Loftus-Cheek's done well when he's come in, but. He's not been. I wouldn't say he's proven at Premier League level.
I agree.
May need that sort of competition from Mikel or Ramires if the deal somehow falls through. But it looks
there's also talks of Matic going as well in the summer, isn't there?
Well, yeah. I mean,
it looks like we're going to have a massive midfield clear out.
I know exactly. So you got to be careful with that. I know. I spoke about pressure. And you said about Bertrand Traoré being under too much pressure at Dortmund. That's fair enough, but I'm only saying that because it's just the same old story, and it'll be a nice change to see him go out on loan to a big team. It's happened before with Ben Ayoun to Arsenal and FC into Real Madrid. But they were aging players. They were coming to the twilight of their career. Bertrand's a young prodigy. He's barely even, he's barely kicked the ball for us. If he goes to Dortmund, I think they can only do good for him. I can't see it doing bad for him. I really can't. He goes there and he barely plays. It's again, like I say, he'll come. We can try again next time. I think it's worth a punt giving him to Dortmund if they want him for a few months. As for Loftus-Cheek, again, we come back to talking about pressure. I do think he doesn't. I do think that. He doesn't maybe feel the pressure because when he's played, he's slotted right in. But you've got to be careful. We let Ramires and Mikel go. I just think two is too much, and then maybe Matic as well. You got to be careful that once you don't regret letting one of them go because knowing Chelsea, they don't think it through. If a good offer comes in for Matic, they'll probably be like, okay, we'll let you go. But by that point, we may already have let Ramires and Mikel go. So you got to be careful how rapidly you let the players in the same position go. Matic has been so disappointing this year, though, that if he did go, I would this time last year if we let him go, I'd be angry because he was class. But this season, I don't even care. I almost don't even care anymore. He doesn't look bothered to me. There are times I see him, he does not look bothered. Maybe that sounds harsh, but he does not look arsed. Him and Hazard yesterday, yes, he came on, he did all right, but he did not look arsed at all.
Charlie, I totally agree with you. I do think Matic could come good again, but I do agree that Matic and Hazard are just not looked interested this year. And I think maybe that's why Gus has introduced Mikel. Mikel wants this first team place because he's been out of it for so long. As in, under Mourinho, he barely got a look in. And I totally agree with you with the Mikel situation as well. As in, why didn't we sell him a couple of years ago when we didn't even start him, and now he's in the team and there's talks of him leaving?
Yeah, definitely. Have you got anything to add, Dan? Or Charlie, by the looks of things?
I'll let Dan speak because I've rambled enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with Mikel, he's come in and, I was at the game yesterday and he literally had Ozil in his back pocket. He just controlled that midfield. No one was getting through. He's putting in the tackles, getting rid of the ball. I mean, he's never going to be delivering these world-class free balls like Fabregas, or he's never going to make the runs that Matic can sometimes make. But he's there to do a job, and he does that job properly every time. And it'd be stupid to get rid of him. We got rid of Ramires as well. Loftus-Cheek seems to be being played in a more advanced position. Who are we left with? Fabregas can't defend. If we were to get rid of him, if we were to get rid of Ramires and Matic and Mikel, say, then we're left with no one. Obviously, we won't get rid of all three. But if we're only left with two of them, or one gets injured, then all of a sudden we've got that same problem where Fabregas is playing deeper again. And when he plays deep, it's when we seem to concede all the time.
Yeah. On the subject of Mikel, I would just like to put in, right? I think Gus Hiddink has transformed Mikel, and this is in my opinion, to one of the best holding midfielders in the league at this moment in time. As in, I've never seen Mikel play this well for the club. As in, I
never thought I'd hear anyone say that about Mikel.
Yeah, but it's true. Mikel is just a top quality player at the moment. As in, I'd have him starting every game along with JT at the moment. He'd be in my starting 11 every time.
I agree with that. And Dan, you said about Fabregas, he can't defend. Well, you're right, totally right, and that has showed how when we've pushed him forward, we've got the best out of him. He is more attacking than defending. Eunice interviewed me, I think it was after the Norwich game, how limited Fabregas was at CDM, and some people said to me that's he shouldn't be playing attacking mid. Well, when he's played there against West Ham, he had a goal ruled out for offside. I think it was wrongly ruled out in the end. I can't remember.
I was saying this in some recent streams. A few questions did say where do you prefer him, defensive midfield or attacking midfield, and I've said I think he's a much better player in attacking midfield. Yeah, he has so much more room around him.
If you remember, he literally came as close to scoring a goal as you could. It was that close to crossing the line.
He is twice the player when he's in attacking midfield.
Definitely. But if you look at yesterday, though, he played stellar yesterday. He played But I think,
He's man of the match yesterday.
yeah, he did get on.
That's the thing I've said before. Getting rid of Mourinho is I didn't say it was the wrong decision.
Oh yeah.
What I said with Mourinho was he was at fault. He was at fault. I feel the board and a lot of the players are more to blame. But by not, Fabregas was doing nothing playing defensive mid. It sounds harsh, but no, he wasn't really doing anything when he played there. He played him attacking one game, and he does really well against West Ham. But Mourinho doesn't want to budge. That was his one problem. When stuff goes his way, he doesn't know what to do. When it's not going his way, he does not know what to do. He doesn't want to change anything. I mean, and it showed. He played attacking mid yesterday, and he ran the show.
It's very true. We're not going to stay on this one for too much longer. Everything's been said. Also, just want to say, all the people in the comments saying, "Oh, we should bring in Pogba." Wake up, you're dreaming. End of that. Next is a man that a lot of Chelsea players rate quite highly and think should be given more of a chance. I'm personally not on that boat. I think that the chances he has been given, although they are very limited, he has looked fairly poor. I said that his sort of on the ball, he doesn't look very strong. I've described him as like Bambi on ice at times. He just can't control the ball. He doesn't seem to know the offside rule. He has been good for us, I'm not going to lie, but to me he just doesn't seem like the right man. Loic Remy. You guys, I can guarantee you're all probably going to disagree with me, but he is subject to a loan move away from Stamford Bridge, and teams such as Leicester, Newcastle and Crystal Palace want him. Go on. Charlie, start with you.
Fuck off. No.
Charlie, I knew you were going to say that.
No, fuck off.
To be fair, we can't bring in someone like Pato and get rid of someone like Remy.
No.
Although I don't like Remy, Pato is awful. Pato would be an awful move.
I think Remy hasn't been given his chance. As in, Max, you said you think he's been given enough chance. I think.
No. I said I don't think he's been given enough chances.
Oh, sorry.
As limited as they are, but when he has come on, especially this season, last season he should have been given more chances, and he did look good last season. But this season, especially, the chances that he has been given, as limited as they are, I don't think he's looked good enough. When he came on against Everton, he looked very poor. Realistically, if a player with his pace comes on in the 70th, 80th minute, he should be doing wonders. The rest of the players on the field are going to be tired. He should be absolutely running rings around him. But he just doesn't seem like that kind of player to me. Easily shoved off the ball. Doesn't have much when he comes up front. Just that typical sort of like fast footballer that you have a middle school or something.
If you don't get playing, you do not gain this confidence. He's probably really low on confidence now because he's not getting any games.
What's he done wrong? So what has he done wrong? He's done nothing wrong.
No,
I'm not saying he's done anything wrong.
No. I'm not saying you are. But they haven't. They want to get rid of them. It's clear that they want to get rid of him.
Good comment here from Thomas Ashraf. He said, "So he is rusty." That might be it. He just needs to maybe shake it off. Be given as much time as he did last season.
That's what I'm saying. He's barely got any time. As in, he was injured a bit last season, but this season he just hasn't got enough time. Even when Costa was underperforming, when he was fit, he did not get enough playing time. I just don't think at the moment it's the right decision to get rid of Remy because Falcao is going to stay injured for the rest of his career.
Exactly. If we have no replacement, it's a stupid move.
I love Falcao, but come on, he was a waste. He was an absolute waste. But I don't think we should get rid of Remy. We can still bring in Pato, but keep Remy as well because if we get rid of Remy, we only have two strikers if we bring in Pato. If we don't bring in Pato and get rid of Remy, we only have one because Falcao's done fuck up.
Definitely.
You know with Remy that most of the times, honestly, you look at when he's played, most of the times he plays, or maybe not most, but a lot of the times he plays, he scores. And a lot of the times he plays from the bench. I'm not really sure.
It was like that last season, but this... I don't know. Last season,
I know what people say. I saw someone on Twitter yesterday say he covers up his bad performances with goals. But if you're going to play bad, you're not going to score goals. But you score, and you're a striker. What more do you want?
Yeah, as a striker, that's what you're meant to do.
Yesterday he was, he was poor. He was really bad yesterday. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's the worst I've seen him play for us. That's the worst he's seen him play for us. And the club, if they want to get rid of him, will look at him and say, oh, he played bad against Arsenal, let's get rid of him, and they'll totally ignore how well he's played when he has come on previously, and just look at the negatives. It's just so typically Chelsea. It really
As I
is.
said, last season he looked quality, but that's because Costa had a long-term injury and he was actually given a proper chance. I think he should be given a proper chance. I'm not disputing that, and I don't think he's had enough chances. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying is, when he has played, as limited as they are, he hasn't looked good, and that's been shown in his goals. He hasn't really. Like, I'm not expecting him to score 2 goals every time he comes on for like 3.5 minutes at the end of like 1 in every 3 games. I'm not expecting that. I'm just expecting him to show something different. If a player comes on with 5 minutes left of the game with the pace he has, he should be shown a lot more than he has been. But try and keep it quick, Oren, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. So yeah.
If you're looking at the limited chances he's had, right, he comes on for the last 5 minutes, especially this season. The team is usually behind when bringing someone on. And the players that are already on the pitch are probably low in confidence. And Remy can't, like, supply the ball to himself. He needs those players to get the ball and supply him with the goals.
Okay. Comment here says we should have kept Sturridge and Lukaku. Disagree. Sturridge, I mean...
I've just seen that, yeah, I disagree with that. I disagree with that as well.
Lukaku had to go because of his attitude problems were just
Lukaku's attitude was shocking. He didn't want to be here. People forget this. Chelsea wanted to keep Lukaku. Lukaku was the one that wanted to leave. Despite the fact his so-called hero, Didier Drogba, was returning, the day before he returned, Lukaku left. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He does not care. He wants it to all be about him. When it's not going his way, he starts throwing his toys at the pram. His agents come out and said, if he had been his agent when he joined Everton, he wouldn't have joined Everton. He'd gone to a bigger team. I hate the bloke. I think he's an absolute prick of the highest order. And I'm glad, we couldn't have kept him. Sturridge, on the other hand, always injured. So
that's the thing.
Always injured.
That was a problem.
I would agree with Charlie about Lukaku.
Sturridge is too good to be sitting on the bench, okay? And Costa, in my opinion, is better than him. And also, even if you think Sturridge is better than Costa, Sturridge is always injured. So I disagree with that. But yeah, what were you going to say?
We won't stick on that.
Sturridge's in hospital more than I am, for God's sake.
Anyway, we've got 3 ins to talk about.
Can we just appreciate that comment?
Let's just...
Sturridge is in hospital more than I am.
Okay.
That was fantastic.
That should be your Twitter bio, Oren. But anyway, we'll talk about the ins quickly. Dan, I'm going to start with you because you haven't had much to say because Charlie's gone off on one slightly, but it's always good in the stream. Keep it entertaining. Van der Wiel, in. Tell me about that briefly. What do you think of that?
Sorry, say that again?
Van der Wiel into Chelsea. What do you think?
He's at PSG at the moment, isn't he?
PSG
Fuck yes, take him.
Yeah.
I think we wanted him a while ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he went to PSG, and he seems to be done all right there, but he hasn't been playing that much. So I mean, it could be one of those. It could be an Azpilicueta. He comes in, and all of a sudden he's incredible after a few months. But you never know what's going to happen. I think probably worth the risk. I mean, Baba Raymond doesn't look like he's ever going to get a run in, so why not give someone like him a go?
I just like to
agree. I think he's a quality player as well. He's got European experience as well. Oren, go ahead, mate.
I'd like to point out he is running out of contract at the end of the season, like a number of PSG players. And also, recently, I've heard that talks with him and PSG have broken down. The only thing I think that could halt our pursuit of him is Manchester United are also interested. And as far as I remember, he did play under Van Gaal at the World Cup. But will Van Gaal be there at the end of the season? I do not know. It's also another thing working in our favour. He's not first choice since Serge Aurier has signed permanently for PSG.
Yeah, I think he'd be a quality signing.
I had a look earlier. He's 27 years of age. I absolutely no idea. I absolutely no idea. And my computer's gone really, really weird. What the hell's just happened?
You're fine. You look fine.
All right, good.
But that's Van der Wiel anyway, PSG player. Another PSG player. Here we go. So obviously there's been talk about Lavezzi. We've heard about Ibrahimovic. Now Van der Wiel. Rabiot was talks. There was obviously Verratti talks of that as well. But another PSG player who apparently is linked with Chelsea, Cavani. We'll keep this very, very brief, but go on.
I'd like to say something quickly. If we're looking for so many PSG players, I don't know why Roman Abramovich doesn't go buy PSG. But anyway, as we're talking about Cavani, I cannot see him coming to Chelsea, if I'm dead honest. I think because Diego Costa is our main man, because he won't come. Because I think he's sick and tired of playing a second fiddle to Ibrahimovic. So I can see him going somewhere like Man United before he comes to us.
I agree. I think Man United is more likely. Dan, anything to say on that?
I think, yeah, so the thing is the PSG players is they've all been signed, haven't they? Expecting big things, and very few of them have actually ever performed.
That goes with what Charlie was saying about Van der Wiel. He didn't know he was 27. He probably went there a little while ago, was expecting a lot more, and it's just like run down the prime of his career there. But that would be a good signing. On to him quickly as well. Someone has said something that we pick up on more or less every stream. Ryan Bertrand, why did we sell him? Absolute disgrace. He's one of the better left backs, if not the best left back in the league at the minute.
Yeah, totally agree. Absolutely disgrace.
Look, why we sold him, I don't know.
From the start,
English left back could have easily got in the first team.
When I heard we were selling him, I was pissed off for a full-on week. It's absolute I'll still get angry talking about it now. It was such a bad decision. Not a single Chelsea fan wanted him to go, but the board don't give a shit and just say we'll do whatever we want. No one wanted Lampard to go. No one wanted Mata to go. No one wanted Bertrand to go. But the board do not care. They just do whatever the heck they want because it's their club, it's their toy. They don't care about us.
I totally agree with you.
Best left back in the league now.
Bertrand should never have been sold. Neither should have Van Mata or Lampard for that matter. But I do think Lampard, it was time for him to go, but Bertrand and Mata could have had such long careers at Chelsea. As in, it's just, Bertrand is just such a sad story. As in, at the moment, I think Ivanovic needs help on that right side, so you could have Azpilicueta there to cover him, and then have Bertrand come in and replace it, because he has had so much experience.
No, just it should be Azpilicueta as right back, which is when we originally purchased him for, and that's where his original position was. It should be Azpilicueta right back and Bertrand left back, but instead, no, we're giving a new contract with the option of a further year, so it could run until 2018 to Ivanovic, which I think is, no one sees the logic in that. But again, Ivanovic will probably be starting in the year 2050. With his little, in a wheelchair probably if he needs to. No, he will because he's. I don't know why they love him at Chelsea, and
they just put a chair on the pitch and he'd be sitting there and still making movement.
Lampard had a decent final season here. He wanted to stay. The fans wanted him to stay. As
Van Aanholt's another.
They let him go and they let him go. But the thing is, it's not fair. Lampard had a decent final season here. Obviously didn't set the world alight, but what do you expect at his age? He had a decent final season here, and the board had absolutely no interest from the start of keeping him on. They didn't want to keep him on for a final season. They only kept him on because the fans pressurised them to. They didn't even want to keep him on. I think I'd still have him now. I'd still have Lampard now, on 100% in a heartbeat. But again, like I said, the club don't care. But when it comes to Ivanovic, it's not fair. Lampard, there's no interest in keeping him on. Ivanovic, we've given him a contract in January when he's been our worst player all season. I see no logic in it.
It's a disgrace.
It's not fair. It just infuriates me so much supporting Chelsea. And other fans of other clubs say, yeah, but you won everything. Yeah, it is, but we have. But when it comes to Chelsea, when they're not listening to the fans, that's what pisses me off.
Who do we have to blame? I hate to get it out more or less every stream, but
100%.
It's got to be done.
Yeah, it's Michael Emmanuel. He's a fucking idiot. He's a dickhead. Yeah. I hate
him.
I totally agree with Charlie there about Ivanovic. He doesn't.
How is Jose Mourinho, the best manager we've ever had, the best manager we probably ever will have? He's lost his job, and that prick Michael Emmanuel is still here. It's just an absolute farce. It's an absolute joke. And the thing is, he thinks it's all about him, yeah? He thinks he's like some proper superstar. No, you're not, mate. You're a twat.
I'd like to bring in, I totally agree with Charlie's Ivanovic story. As in, I believe players should be given a contract on a year-to-year basis once they've reached a certain age of their career, like Ivanovic. And this season, he's definitely not, as like Charlie said, he's been our worst player. He has not merited a new contract. And yet JT hasn't received a new contract yet, and he's been one of our best players this season.
That scares me. That JT hasn't been given a new
why?
contract.
And then we're looking at Thiago Silva.
For me, that's the hot topic.
As in, that's just 3 years younger than JT.
I'll tell you what, lads. Hold on. We will wrap it up here because we're approaching about 45 minutes now. Hopefully, we'll have you on tomorrow, and we will pick it up.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing before we go?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, two things. Sorry. Firstly, John Terry. Why has he not been given a new contract? I've spoken about why Ivanovic has. I will never know. The fact Ivanovic has and Terry hasn't is worrying.
It's a disgrace.
Yeah,
John Terry. On the basis, Ivanovic has got a contract on merit. It's as simple as that.
Do you reckon Emanalo's trying to push him out because he was the only player that was pissed off about the sacking of Jose, and it was the only player that said that he was pissed off at the sacking of Jose, and it was Emanalo's decision to sack Jose?
I don't think so, because I say Ramires must have a good relationship with JT. So like,
are you talking about John Terry being pissed off?
No, we're talking about Emanalo.
John Terry was pissed off about Jose being sacked, and he did vent that on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that.
Well, who are we talking about, Terry or Ivanovic?
We're talking about like Emanalo being pissed off with Terry. Is it?
Potentially.
Yeah. I've absolutely no idea what we're talking about.
Okay.
Anyway,
secondly,
can I just quickly say? So, firstly, John Terry needs to be given a contract. End of. On the basis we have no leaders. Ivanovic isn't a leader. Acosta's not a leader. Don't give me that crap. Zuma's a future leader. He's not a leader yet. We have one leader in that whole team, and that is John Terry, and he is Chelsea. For me, he's the greatest player in our history. I don't give a fuck what he's done. He's the greatest player in our history. He tops everyone. He stands head and shoulders above everyone. He has to be given a contract. He's the only leader we have. And if he doesn't get given a contract, I will fucking riot. Secondly, there's a video that surfaced of Chelsea fans in Munich 4 years ago. Have you seen it firstly?
Yeah.
It was done by some Arsenal fans because they were pissed off that we beat them yesterday.
Well, actually, it was a Chelsea fan that uploaded it, and some Arsenal fan found it, retweeted it, and then it snowballed from there. It just had to happen. It just had to happen after we beat the Gooners in their own backyard, doesn't it? They can't take the fee. They've set up a petition about Costa getting banned. It's playing Arsenal. It's embarrassing. The state of their fans is an absolute disgrace. I've got some little facts. For you. Sorry, can you still see me all right? The camera's
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Listen, here's some little facts for you. Liverpool murdered 39 people at the European Cup final. 39 innocent people. That does not stop the BBC, the papers, the media in general, causing an absolute love-in with Liverpool Football Club. They class it as just a minority.
Can I just say something about Liverpool Football Club?
In a minute. Arsenal ripped down. Sorry. I just need to get this on my chest. I'm pissed off now. Arsenal ripped down banners at Tottenham. People say, yeah, but that's what a derby's all about, and it's just a minority anyway. Okay. Arsenal used to have a Nazi firm. Okay. I think it was in the 70s. Arsenal had a set of supporters who were proud Nazis. Okay. They said they were called the Arsenal Stormtroopers. Now, Stormtroopers, yes. I know that's what they call them in Star Wars. If you actually look properly, the word Stormtrooper originally came from, the Nazi soldiers. They had a set of soldiers called Stormtroopers, and that's why they were called the Arsenal Stormtroopers. They have a banner with the swastika at an angle, like Max is showing us here. As you can see, the Arsenal Stormtroopers. They don't mention anything about. There's nothing. Nobody mentions anything about that. Now on to Tottenham. Oh, Tottenham Hotspur. They smashed up the concourse at Arsenal. People say it's all right because Arsenal did it first. If that were us, no way. Everyone would have forgotten about what Arsenal did and then start blaming us. Isn't that just pissing me off? But we do it. We break up. Some drunk fans at the European Cup before the European Cup final in Munich get drunk, get pissed. I'm not saying it's right, but why is it? Well, singing. Can I just say, throwing beer over someone? For sprinkling beer over someone, that's not bullying. I'm not saying what they did was right, but I'm not saying what they did was right. But people are saying, look at them throwing beer over people.
I don't think the argument is that.
I know that's not the argument.
Is unjustified. The argument is that the media attention on us is wrong compared to what others.
That's 100. That is wrong. I please understand. I think that's totally wrong. What pisses me off is everyone forgets anything. Tottenham, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, all on their high horse about how Chelsea is scum. Sorry, mate. I think, Tottenham have done this countless times. Arsenal have Nazi fans. Liverpool murdered people. But everyone forgets about that and blames Chelsea.
Your audio is gone, Charlie. We're going to leave it there anyway. Completely agree with everything that's been said. I'm sure a lot of you guys do. You love seeing Charlie on the fan cams and everything like that. So please leave a like and a comment if you want to see Charlie on more. All social media links will be in the description. Please like if you have enjoyed. Oren, Twitter, shout it out, mate.
Yeah, my Twitter is @Tully_Oren.
Okay, Dan, anything you'd like to shout out?
Just like to say thanks for having me on. It's been very enjoyable.
Yeah,
made my Monday night a bit better.
Love that. We did approach Dan on Twitter, so we may be doing this more often. So, as I said, social media links will be in the description. I may be tweeting out for one of you guys to come on next stream, maybe soon, maybe tomorrow. So, yeah, make sure you follow that and put your notifications on, so if it does go out, you can get on as quick as you can. It's been a pleasure having you on. Dan, Charlie, Twitter, anything you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, my Twitter's DanLongdon1. So if you want to give me a follow, I'll tweet the Chelsea page now.
Yep, brilliant. And Charlie? Charlie, we can't hear you, mate. I think he shouted so loudly that his mic is broken. But anyway, I will leave Charlie's Twitter in the description. I think it's @CharlieCarefree, is that correct? Not if that's right. @CharlieCarefree. Follow him. So,
he's back.
sure you follow Carefree.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Charlie. Do
Yeah,
yourself.
sorry, the thing fucked up. Yeah, sorry if I overreacted then. I just got a bit pissed off.
Don't worry. So,
And yes, it is @CharlieCarefree. Yes, that is my Twitter for anybody that gives a damn.
So yeah, follow Charlie. Also, I'll leave my Twitter in the description. It's @MaxPerry98, and also my YouTube channel, The 12th Man. As I say in every stream, please go and subscribe. Some quality content coming out would be great. We've just about 500 subs, to keep that going, please. But anyway, as I've said, social media links in the description. Check out every one of these guys. Quality stuff. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been 100% Chelsea. Goodbye.